Welcome to Side by Side Podcast with Laura and Stephanie. My name is Laura,
And I'm Steph.
and today we are actually doing a part two of our mom versus babysitting and slash daycare teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also kind of just randomness in between.
Listen, if the last one wasn't randomness, I don't know what was.
I mean, for the most part, we stayed on topic, but also for the most part, we did not.
That was like a whole hour and 6 minutes of randomness.
Mm-hmm.
So, where we left off, Abby was a toddler. Um, Did you want to start off with when she started going to school?
I did.
I I know
I
you.
mentioned her kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, I knew that, but like, she's going into what, sixth grade?
Seventh.
Seventh. Oh wow. Dang.
Yeah, she's going into seventh. Uh, come this coming school year. August 13th is when she starts.
That's crazy. I don't even know. I want to say it's the same day. I'm gonna look it up because that's a thing.
But I mean, she just went through school. I liked all of her teachers. So like that was a plus for me because I didn't want to like hate any of them
Right.
unless they deserve to be hated, kind of thing.
I mean,
Well, because listen, I even had when I was in school, I even had teachers that I didn't like. So like if I don't like my kid's teacher, like there's an issue,
I mean,
and it's not me, it's the school system.
literally though. You said she starts on the 13th.
Yeah.
Down here they start on the 12th.
Oh, so just the day before.
Mhm.
Did you just say down here?
What do you mean?
Did you really just say down here they start on the 12th?
I don't know. Probably.
That's
You.
what it sounded like.
I
You're
mean,
up, I'm down.
at least somebody's going up in life.
It's not us.
I mean,
If that ain't the truth.
literally though.
But yeah, so Abby went through elementary school fine. Like she made friends and stuff like that. But I was also in I don't want to say Connecticut. I also don't want to name my hometown. Um she was also in one school for I want to say till four. No, nope, nope, nope. Um she was in one school for I think 3 years. So I think she was at one school. No, maybe 4 years. So she went kindergarten through third
Hmm.
at one school, and then at her second elementary school when we moved in with her dad slash my boyfriend. Um, she went fourth to kind of starting fifth grade, and
Hmm.
then that's when because she was in fifth grade when we had moved.
Hmm.
And then down in Florida, she was fifth grade. And now, since then, we've been in Florida. So, so like, she's only been, and then in Florida, she's moved multiple different schools for middle school, I should say.
Right.
Because she started off at one, which was by Jesse's mom's house. And then when we moved and got our own place the first time, I had to switch her into that middle school. And then when we moved to where we're living now, I had to switch her to school by us.
Hmm.
So
So because this is mom life versus babysitting life and daycare teacher life, you want to talk about like the type of person she was during those years? And I
I
can
mean, she was a good kid, so I really can't really say much. The only time, like, was when she became a preteen. Man, those preteen years. I remember those days.
I
That was like
mean
20 years. That was like 20 years ago for me.
literally though.
That was
Like
like 21 for you.
I mean I, we're not that old,
I didn't say we were.
but
I just
any
had my kid fair. I just had my kid fair. Can't say young because I was an adult. Because I was 19, so I was classified at like legally I was an adult
you
when
were
I had her. So like,
you were the baby adult.
well, yeah, if you consider 18, 19 being a baby adult, then yeah.
I mean,
I was allowed, okay, at the time, I was allowed to buy like nicotine products, but I was not allowed to have adult beverages.
yet.
Listen, 2 years. Actually, technically, when I had her, I was 2 weeks from being 20, so I was a year and a week from being 21. Or a year and 2 weeks from
It,
being 21. So technically, it was a year and 2 weeks till I was able to have adult drinks.
I would have been what, just 2 weeks away from being 21?
Yes, I had to think about that one.
That's why I was like, wait a
I had,
minute.
I had to do the math there. I was like, wait, if I was turning 20, then yes, you were turning 21. Yeah.
It's Stephanie.
No,
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
21.
But yeah, no. So I mean, she was a good kid. We were able to, go to birthday parties, when she was in elementary school. Um, and then uh see, middle school we've been down in Florida for.
Right.
She's not in high school yet, so I can't really talk about high school.
I know.
Um,
I,
now my niece, she's going into high school. So like,
that is crazy. Like
isn't it though?
that's what I don't like about our 5-year gap is like Abby had just turned 4, I think. No, she had just turned 6,
Mm,
I think.
no, no.
When
Absolutely. Wait. No, no. She was like maybe 6.5 ish
okay.
because she was turning 7 that year because she's 2013.
Okay. Yeah.
So she was 6 going on to 7.
For
So
all
she
those
was still elementary school age.
for all those adults that are so annoyed with their kids saying this, 6, 7. Ugh. Anyway,
Um,
that just popped in my head. But
but I
like,
mean, you can vouch for Abby though. She was a good kid.
right. And it's like, you know, she was like the 7-year-old that I knew, she was really sweet. She always, like, when we would get on video call and she would just catch a glimpse of Sadie, it was, Sadie Bear!
Yeah.
Sorry, Sadie. Didn't mean to scare you. Sadie's looking around.
Um,
Sadie's looking around like, yes.
but no, I mean, she like her like I want to say younger years because she's still young. But her kid, like her little, like her kid years, like not preteen, but kid years.
Right.
She was a good kid.
The years that I missed.
I mean, you missed her turning 8, 9, and going into preteen.
Mm,
Or I should say her turning 7 and then 8, 9, and then the start of her preteen years. You're getting like her turning 12 to the end of her preteen years.
listen, I love her dearly, but like, my dude, can we just, not preteen? Cause like, I, I love your kid, I really do, but like, um, speaking of loving your kid, how would you say she's doing on that bet with Collier?
Oh my goodness, the bet you started with her? That you started with her? Um, I mean, she tells me she doesn't like the bet because she loves to mess with him.
Listen,
I mean, that's just their dynamic, though. So she kind of misses it.
listen, she has a week and 2 days,
Yeah,
and then she can give him all the crap she wants next Saturday.
this is true.
So I mean, just she's
This
done
is
it.
very true.
I mean, yes, she had one slip up, and
But you weren't there for it,
but at the same time, she admitted to it, and you know, I was like, listen, at least you admitted to it, and you're not lying about it, so I'll take it as a win.
right?
So I'll let that one slide. Um, but no, like, I mean, so
I'd say honestly, she's doing pretty good. Like you gave like with her, like I feel like that's a very like she's getting into that like mature teen because I mean she's 12 and a half, so she's going to be 13 this be by the end of the year. So like
right.
I think she's becoming more of a more mature teen with
Hmm.
you giving her a task and she's actually doing pretty well with it.
Right. And I mean, that's why I'm like, granted, yes, she is preteen, and that's the age where, how am I trying to word this? They're just crazy. They're,
I mean,
I mean,
I'm sure all the parents out there for our viewers can attest to it that
I was gonna say, when I said
they
they're
get a
crazy,
little much sometimes.
listen, I mean, for our viewers and listeners out there, I know it's the same word. Don't judge my life. Um, but like, when I said they're crazy, everybody just went wide-eyed like, "Yeah."
Right.
Um, but no, like,
I mean, think about it. I what the thing is I always think about it of how was I as at her age, you know?
listen, I was uh just I was jamming out to what was that? The Too Little Too Late by JoJo at at
I
12,
mean,
12, 13. Like I was going through a divorce.
same.
Like
I was also singing it though, so like,
listen, I mean, and then also, oh my gosh, what's that? The Lips of an Angel song
mhm.
had us acting like we were 13-year-olds going through divorce. Like our years, they were.
Listen, let's be for real here. I know we're not on the we're right now we're on the topic of music, and this is not about this episode is not about music, but like there were a lot of songs that we should not have been listening to.
um I have a list that we should not have been listening to, like top 100.
Maybe we should make that a whole episode. It's just about the music we should not have been listening to at at that age,
I
at the age
mean,
my child is at.
I mean, I'm down. Um,
Okay.
but like, so for me, like with my babysitting,
Hmm.
it's I like I was always that babysitter slash daycare teacher where I give you a three strike system. Like, okay, yes, I'll tell you three times to stop, but after the third time, I'm giving you a punishment. Now,
Right.
now as a babysitter, um, it wasn't so much the three strike system. Like, uh, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last podcast, but there was one kid. She literally, and I'm pretty sure I did mention it. She would literally like, you know, we would all be playing, but then she would slowly like kind of disappear into her room.
Yeah,
And
you did.
yeah, and I'm like, listen, okay, yeah, the first time, like, can we please not do that because that scares the daylights out of me? Like, I didn't know where you were. Now she does it, and uh, I think the stern voice is what like kind of upset her the most. And so then she would do it again, and I would explain to her, I didn't know where you were. I, it scares me when you do this. Like if you want to go in your room, I'm all for it, but like let a babysitter know, bro. Um
Hmm.
like cuz uh I mean, I'm not going to go into full detail, but let's just say at one point the dad got home and took, and it was the same family because it was three kids, and the dad got home and took the baby slash toddler and outside while he was doing, I think he was like working in the garage or something. And the toddler literally ran out into the street, and the mom had just got home and she almost hit her.
Wow.
And uh so, you know, they're coming inside, they're arguing, and I literally take the other two, the oldest and the middle child, and I take them into the room and I start playing with them.
Right.
And because it's like, you know, I grew up in a house that I wouldn't say they argued a lot, but when they argued, they argued. And it was just not healthy enough for,
It was traumatizing for you.
yeah. And so let me tell you, even though they were separated like for years on end, when they announced they were getting divorced, I'm like, hallelujah. Um, and then like the one time when I was talking about it in my last podcast, the little girl that took her cochlear implant hearing aid out. I don't know if it was called implant. That's why I stopped myself.
You
Um
switched it up? Yeah.
but yeah, the little girl that took her cochlear hearing aid out. She um there were some times like one of the good times I had with her, and I still have it in my phone because it's hilarious. Um, she we were all eating pizza because her parents had ordered us some pizza before they left, and uh, you know, she's sitting there, she's laughing, she's giggling, and she's explaining like, you know, and once again, it was also three kids. She was the oldest. And she was talking about like, I wonder what would happen if my younger brother turned into a pizza. And then she would start talking about like literally like she would start talking about like he would have pepperoni eyeballs, he would have a whole pizza as a head, he would have breadsticks for fingers. And I remember sitting there and being like, so if your brother turns into a pizza, how do I explain this to your parents? And she was just like, I mean, You could just say he ate so much pizza that he turned into pizza. And I'm like, but I don't know. Like right now your brother is a human and your parents left your brother as a human. If they come home and they see he is a pizza, how do you think they're going to react? Literally. And she just started laughing. She's like, so they're all laughing. And ironically, uh, I had the youngest kid in that. Well, actually, I had the youngest kid in that family. And then the family that I mentioned before, I had the middle kid of that family in my toddler class at one of the daycares. And, you know, it I kind of understand both sides like of these kids because the first little girl that I mentioned, she like anytime mom or dad dropped off, it was emotional. So I would immediately hop in and be like, okay, let's, uh calm down. Let's go distract ourselves and play over here. And then the other kid, the second little girl I mentioned, she let's just say her nickname from me and the other teacher, her nickname was Spicy Sauce. Um, literally, because she just like 1 minute she was all like, "Okay, I'll play with these kids," but the next minute she's like, "Now we're gonna square up." Um, so it just it was interesting to say the least. Um, okay, fine. Didn't know that was happening. Um, but no, like to see the personalities like inside school versus outside school when I would babysit them is like totally different personalities. And so like I'm not really babysitting them anymore. But I mean, at the same time it's like I I still loved them, inside and outside of work. And
Mhm.
like it just was one of those like, okay, like as a daycare teacher, you learn the personalities they have inside and outside of school because, that's just kid life.
Right.
Um trying to think what else. Uh do you know if there was like any difference when like Abby was like during school and outside of school other than being a loudmouth brat?
um,
That went right over your head.
no, I heard you.
Don't get me
She's
wrong.
that now.
I mean, listen,
But again, she's preteen, so she's
she's gonna
gonna
be
have
loud.
that sassiness and be like, "I'm look at me, I'm loud sometimes too.
I mean,
I can be loud when I want to."
like like mother or like daughter.
Exactly. Um, I mean, I've already said I mean, there were times when she was not good, but it wasn't like she was terrible.
Right.
Um, I mean, now, excuse me.
Don't do that.
Um, I mean, now it's kind of like, I don't want her to grow up how I grew up, where like my, um, where my mom gave me a lot of trauma.
Mhm.
So I don't like we never were the parents to like now I wouldn't say hit because like yes, she got spanked. Yeah, she got her hand whacked when she wasn't supposed to touch something um and maybe like a pop in the mouth if she said something bad. But like other than that, she
When you say bad, do you mean like I don't
like
like?
doing something she's not no, like doing something she's not supposed to do.
Oh, so like saying big kid words.
No, well, because Abby never swore.
Okay.
That was like the one thing she never did, which is to me was a little bit of like a shocker because every kid, slips
Mhm.
growing up, you know.
Lit.
And her her father and I tried
Mhm.
at one point. We were like, "Oh, take say tough, insert bad word there," and she goes, "I don't say that." So like we tried for years, and then at one point she goes and says to me, I think it was a couple of years ago or something like that, or maybe it was last year down here. She was like, "Why did you and Dad try to have me say tough, insert bad word?" And I was like, I gave her a look like, "Holy mackerel, what?"
I mean, I still remember when I was a kid. Um, this isn't really babysitting life, but I mean, if you want to count it as babysitting, because it was just my childhood friend's brother, and he would just hang out with us. Um, we were the like we were at a babysitter's house, and I'm not gonna say the words. I'll say the words that rhyme with it. But like we were at a babysitter's house, hiding in a bedroom, and we would tell her little brother, "All right, go up to our babysitter and say duck." He'd run out there, yell duck. He'd come back. All right, now go out there and say spit. All right, he'd go out there, spit. And I'm like, and then uh, we would tell him to say schmammet. I don't know how to like replace that word. And he'd run out there, say the word, come back. And after I think about the fourth word, I can't remember. Oh, but butthole. Um, and then I think after that, she yelled at us and was like, "You should not be teaching this little toddler those words." And we just thought it was hilarious. Um, but at the same time, like, we were scared because, of course, she's an adult and we were scared of the adult. But okay, let me rephrase that. We were scared of the adult at the time of that scenario. Um, but yeah, uh, and as a daycare teacher, there was one kid who he literally ran around my classroom and yelled ducking butthole. And he would just run around the room. The kids would close their ears because they know they aren't supposed to hear that stuff from a kid. And I would just be like, what the heck? Like, I didn't know how to control the situation because I think in the beginning, like I said, I did we don't say that. We're not supposed to say that at school. And then, but he would get louder and louder with it. And it was just to the point where I was like, what in the world? Like, I don't know what to do with this. Um, and then uh the daycare I'm working at now, well, not really working at now, but the previous daycare, uh, I had a kid that, like, she was that type where it's like she would just run around and hit kids.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, what in the world? Like, and it would just s- like the same thing. Like, she would just be chill, she would just be fine, and then a kid would walk past her and she'd hit him. And as a daycare teacher, I'm just like, so many thoughts are going through my head. A lot of times I would have to ask for help. Um, but it's like, what in the world? Like, why? Um, so like stuff like that. But then there were also the kids, like the school age kids. They were, I mean, you get the 50-50 kids where they're either like you get the 50% where you get the nice kids, but the other 50% are just terrors.
Mhm.
And and like the ones that gave me the most trouble in the school age rooms, and this was like all the places I've worked at, even now. Um, like there there were kids that, had I want to call it attitude, but I mean all kids have an attitude. But the bigger attitude. They
Mhm.
would have their attitude, and I would just, you know, try and handle it the best I can. And then but the other 50%, like there was a kid who she literally told me, she goes, Miss Laura, you are doing an amazing job at being in this classroom. And I love you for it. Like you're one of my favorite teachers. And even though that first kid was giving me crap, it was like the kid that told me I'm doing a great job, that just made my whole day a whole lot better.
Right.
And I was also that kind of teacher where it's like, okay, uh, I was trying to get a treasure box going, but I also wanted them to like kind of earn it.
Right.
Cause I mean, any age at that point, but especially like 6 and up, uh, they're they really shouldn't be told. Okay, I don't want to say 6, but basically anybody that's not a toddler, um,
Mhm.
like they shouldn't really be told, okay, it's time to clean, like you have to pick up your stuff before you leave. Now, I told I told them, I said, listen, a lot of times, you know, when your parents come pick you up, you leave your big mess out on the floor and somebody else has to pick it up. And because you're not picking up their mess or your own mess before you leave. Yes, I get it. Your mom or dad is here. But like you made that mess, you need to clean it up. Whether your mom or dad or whoever is here, you need to clean up your mess because it's like I don't want to be that mean teacher that like demands you need to clean up your mess, especially to the school age kids because they know how to pick up their mess. And it shouldn't be somebody else's responsibility when they leave. So, I mean, like I said, I'm never trying to be the mean teacher. But at the same time, it's like I feel like I have to be the mean teacher when I have to be, cause I mean, they're kids. So I'm really trying not to be that mean teacher. And then there's Abby, whose room is probably a big mess still.
It's eh, but
I'm,
like she's pre-teenage. It's it's not gonna be perfect.
I mean, at her age, I just shoved everything under the bed.
Her bed's her bed's too low for that.
You what?
I said her bed's too low for that.
I
Yeah.
mean, bless you.
Thanks.
Is
I
there an
tried not to.
is there an episode where you don't sneeze? Because this is what already episode
We're on
6.
episode 6. Yeah. I don't know. My allergies, man. Florida and the freaking weather is crazy. My allergies go buck wild.
I mean,
Like even Abby's allergies have gotten worse. She doesn't sneeze as much as I do, but just be lucky you're not the one having sneezes, okay?
listen, I haven't sneezed on this podcast yet, so I mean,
That's not gonna work for that one.
I mean,
Let's hope
and
my dogs don't go buck wild now because I did that.
listen, uh, which one, Loki or Luna?
Probably mostly Loki. He's the one that barks at knocking, even if it's just on a wall.
I mean, before I pressed record on this thing, I mean, you heard Sadie. I don't even know what she was barking at.
Right.
But like for me as a babysitter and a teacher, like I love all my kids equally. And it's like some kids like, you know, uh I've had kids ask me like, why do you treat so and so differently than you treat me? And like mind you, it's an I'm guesstimating on this age, but it's like it's a 9-year-old asking me why I treat a 4-year-old differently. And it's like, really? Like, because they need reminded more than you do. Yes, you do need reminded, but it's like it shouldn't be an all day everyday thing. Like with my babysitting, um I think it was the first family I mentioned. Uh like I said, I give like a three strike system. Um
Hmm.
and or I will raise my voice on a three strike system. Like I'll be like, "Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? Yo, do this." Like, I mean, so with babysitting, oh, um, like with babysitting, I I asked this little girl, I'm like, "Hey, can you?" Because you know, I'm doing laundry for this family, and I don't know where some of this stuff goes. And uh, so I'm like, hey, do you care to put these away for me? And here's where I know I messed up, okay? Like, she was watching Peppa Pig. Should I have paused it and then asked her? Yes, absolutely. Did I? No. So I would, hey, can you put this away for me? Hey, I'm not using her name. I'm just going to say Timmy because, like I said, Timmy's my substitute name for everything or everybody. But, like, hey, Timmy, can you please put this away for me? And then I finally was like, yo, Timmy, hello, I'm talking to you. And she immediately just like broke down crying. As she's crying, that's when the parents get home. And I was trying to explain to her, like, hey, I was trying to get your attention and, you were ignoring me. I was I was looking right at you and uh was that the best, babysitting technique? Probably not. But at the same time, it was like I didn't know how else to get her attention because it just seemed like anytime I tried to get her attention, like it just was way over her head. And especially with Peppa Pig being on the TV, I mean, I would zone out too because uh, Little Bear and Teletubbies was my zone out TV show. Like, if you put Little Bear on, everybody around me does not exist. So, I mean, but like I said, babysitting, daycare teacher, it's it's two whole different ball games, but at the same time it's the same ball game.
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong, I love babysitting and I love daycare teacher life.
Right.
So, I mean, it just I I just, you know, I'm trying out there, man. Like, I'm just trying to survive. I mean, is there any other stories that you have of Abby
Um,
with her
I'm gonna
craziness?
say something when you were talking.
Go ahead.
Oh, it was about the whole thing with kids going, "Oh, why do you treat, so and so better than me?" type of thing. Abby does that all the time.
Oh my
And it's like, and it's not like an all the time thing. It's more so like when we go to, you know, our friend's house
God. I was gonna
and
say
I'm
the friend's
talking to
house.
her. Yeah. And I'm talking to her daughter. Her daughter's 7.
Mhm.
There's a difference between me talking to a 7-year old, me talking to, a 12-year-old.
Right.
And again, with my other friend and her kids, there's a difference between me talking to a like 5 and 7-year old versus talking to, Abby and her friend,
Mhm.
which, they're 12. So like there's a big difference between how you talk to specific ages. Like,
Right.
yes, am I going to use more of a motherly voice to the 7-year-olds and the 5-year-old? Absolutely.
Mhm.
They're young. I don't need to be yelling at them or using my normal voice. But when it comes to a 12-year-old, yeah, I'm going to use my more adult voice because, like, you're almost a teenager. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm your mom, but, like, there's big difference in age when it comes to a little kid and you being almost a teen.
I,
Like,
I mean, like I said, it's you know, you have to be more gentle with the younger kids and
exactly.
more what stern slash demanding with
I wouldn't necessarily say demanding. I would say more like the stern. And I'm not even saying with the whole like telling them not to do something. I'm just saying in general.
mhm.
She doesn't like the way I talk to, my friend's daughter, but because it's completely different. And she goes, "Why do you talk nicer?" And I'm like, "It's not really me talking nicer. I'm talking more like I'm talking to a
Age
kid."
appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. Age appropriate because she's 7.
Mhm.
And then my other friends, 2 boys, they're 7 and 5. So, like, of course, I'm going to have a different sounding voice because they're younger.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna have like the more like, oh, don't do this. It'll be like, oh, please don't do that.
Right. And
Like it's go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, for me, I mean, yes, like, depending on the situation. Like, I've had kids, argue about toys. No, I wanted to play with that first. No, I wanted to play with that first. I'm playing with it. No, I'm playing with it. And I like as a daycare teacher, when I try and step in and everything, um, you know, with toddlers, it's more of like I'll say, okay, you know, I mean, I can't say who was playing with it first, but I'll do more of a, okay, well, Timmy, you can play with the toy first, and Tommy, when Timmy is done with playing with the toy, he will give it back to you, or he will give it to you, and you'll be the next in line to play with it. And so they're like, you know, depending on the situation, they'll either throw the fit or they won't. Um, so, but with uh, like the school age kids, ow, um, it's like, okay, I I kind of do the same thing. I kind of say, okay, well, how about you play with it for 10 minutes and then it's the other kid's turn. And then but it's like with the school age kids, if they're like if kid number 2 is still throwing a fit because he doesn't get to play with it first, then I'll kind of be like, okay, well, listen, you can either play with it next, or it, if somebody else wants a turn, they can have their turn before you. Now, let so and so play with it first, and then you will get a turn next. But if this is going to continue, then no, you are not getting a turn at all. Like, drop the attitude, drop the, uh, like, screaming, toddler fit, because you're not a toddler. Like, you will get a turn, and I'll make sure you get a turn. So, yeah, they huff and puff and, just walk away. But I do make it a point where I'm like, okay, I don't really, I tell them I'm going to set a timer. I don't really set a timer. I just get distracted with my own life. And then once I remember, I'm just like, okay, now it's so and so's turn. Like, I mean, and especially if that kid that threw a fit about it, the second kid,
Mhm.
I'll wait till he's kind of distracted and, done with the attitude because, yeah, it's a whole thing. But it's like I do try and make sure, all the kids get the same treatment. So, I mean, and if it like Abby and her friends, if it was the same situation, I would do the same exact thing because if I know Abby, she would be that kid that throws a fit because she didn't get her turn first.
Well, that's what I try to get through to her. Like when we're at my friend's house, um, you know, we try to do things where they're doing stuff together because there will be times when we'll go over there and her daughter will want to go in the pool right away, and she's like, Abby came over to play with you and go in the pool with you, like go in the pool with Abby, and she'll be like, okay, fine. And you're like, so like there are times when like she not the one that does it. She gets
Hmm.
told, what to do, but I make that a point, in my friendship with my friend to do it, for her to do it. Like, unless I have to step in because, like, there's multiple adults, and
Mhm.
I let her step in too when it comes to Abby. Like, it's a give and take with me and her because I've known her for a year. So, and she's been in Abby's life since, I met her
Mhm.
last year. So, like, and Abby considers her like another mom figure. So, um,
Are you talking about, I'm not gonna give off names or anything, but are you talking about with the friend that has a boy or the
yes,
friend? Okay, so ours mom.
yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, and when it comes to, her son, Abby and him are the same age.
Mhm.
And because they've been in each other's life for a year, and, Abby slept over and stuff like that, like, they act like siblings now,
Right, right.
you know? So, like, there are times when, like, he does something to Abby, and, Abby goes and says, oh, um, my friend didn't say anything to him. And I'm thinking in my head, like, hi, that's not her.
Mhm.
So then I asked my friend about it, and she goes, oh, yeah, of course I said something. And I go, yeah, I figured,
I
you
mean,
know, oh,
'kay,
excuse me.
no. But
That was a rising one.
like for me as a teacher, it's like I either have to be the mean teacher or the nice teacher, and there's no in between.
Right.
Like, and then when the kids do tell me, Miss Laura, you're mean. And like the only thing I say out loud is, I'm sorry. But in my head, I'm thinking, oh, like you didn't just give me a attitude? Like, my dude, you didn't scream at me for 10 minutes for wanting a toy, and I told you no because you're screaming at me over the said toy. Like,
Right.
but I'm the mean one.
That's like Abby too. She's that way too. She goes, why are you so mean to me? And I go, what do you mean? Like, you did something wrong, and I'm the mean one? You're
Literally,
giving me the attitude first, and
liter
I'm the mean one.
literally.
I'm just giving back what you gave to me. Like, let's be
Thank
for real
you.
here.
Thank you. I mean, like, I will even
Well,
ask.
see, the thing is your situation's different though, because you can't necessarily scream at the kids. Whereas if my daughter's screaming at me, I'm giving it right back.
I mean, I don't necessarily scream at the kids.
You talk
I
sternly.
Yeah, exactly. I was getting ready to say I talk sternly. And I mean, and like I said, I give a three strike system. And
Right.
so it's like, you know, and I try to keep it at a two strike system as best I can. Like,
Hmm.
yes, when I say give a three strike system, depending on the kid, depending on the situation, yes, I will keep telling them no matter what age it is, whether it's 3 or 10, like I will say it over and over again sternly, just depending on the situation. Like if I told them, hey, it's so and so's turn with the toy now, and they're giving me an attitude about it, I'm like, I'll, say, well, I did tell you you can have it for such and such minutes. That time is up, even though I totally don't know how long you've had it, but I know you've had it longer than that. Um, and so, of course, I don't say that out loud, but Um, so now it's so and so's turn. And then, like I said, I just try to keep it as calm and then as possible for a while, and then I get stern.
Right.
Cause like,
Well, that's what I try to do with Abby. Is I try to be as calm as I can with her, and it's like, okay, you're giving me an attitude now. Now I'm just gonna give it right back. I've been so calm this whole time, and then I mean, yes, there are times when I blow up.
Hmm.
Like I have a problem with overreacting with certain things. Everybody does.
I mean, like I said, as a teacher, I cannot drop kick the kids, but you can drop kick Abby all you want. Like,
Which I would obviously not, because that's going too far, and that's going not necessarily as far as my mother did, but
but
pretty
you know
damn
what I
close.
mean. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. No, I try my hardest to try to be calm. Now, sometimes it may come off a little
Hmm.
harsh,
Right.
but there are times when she don't listen to me for the most part. She'll listen to her dad.
Hmm.
So like there are times when I'm just like, you know what? You do you. I'm waiting for your father to get home. I'm just gonna let him deal with it because like you're not listening to me. So then that's when, you gotta get the other parent.
Hmm.
So it's like, what do I do in the meantime? Because you're still, you're not talking to me because, I was quote unquote mean to you.
Right.
Now I gotta wait for your father to come home, and then he's gonna, not be very nice because you didn't want to listen to me the first time. So it's like it's either a win-win, a win-lose, or a lose-lose.
Hmm. I mean, that's the. I don't have kids, but I mean, I treat, all the daycare kids and babysitting kids as my own. And it's
Right.
like, so when I say that's the perk of having kids, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, yeah, you have your kid, but I don't have kids. I have the kids I can give back. Like,
Right.
whereas you're stuck.
Again, like I said in the last episode, in part one, there's a no return policy when you actually birth children.
Mm. And I mean, yes, Collier's an adult, but I mean,
I
dating
mean,
him,
let's get this right. Men are children,
I mean, listen, that's a whole.
but you can return yours. I can't return mine.
You could, but it'd be a lot more difficult.
Exactly.
Um, and but I mean, you also have his brother living with you too. So y- when
Yeah, but his brother's more of a calmer one at the sometimes.
I mean,
So
if we're talking about what happened the other day and how, the brother handled that situation, yeah. Um, but no, like there are times with Collier, like I will ask his dad, like, please tell me you have the receipt for your child because like your child is your 25-year-old child is just a lot.
yeah,
I
but
go ahead.
see, your relationship with his parents is a lot different than my relationship with Jesse's mom.
Hmm.
My relationship with Jesse's mom is more of like I wouldn't really say like a hate, but it kind of is more of a love hate
Right.
relationship. There are times when, she'll say something that triggers my trauma and I start, going off the handle to her, and then Jesse's got to step in and tell her to leave. And it's just like, oh my goodness, like, come
Hmm.
on now. Which we should get into, like, the relationships with our quote unquote in laws,
Right.
because, like, our dynamic with our, like I said, quote unquote in laws is very different.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we should definitely do an episode based off of that too, because like that's a lot to cover there.
Listen, I mean, you're not wrong. I I mean, I don't know if his mom listens to it, but I know his dad listens to our podcast, and if I tell him like, "Hey, by the way, we're gonna do a episode on you guys," you know dang well they are gonna tune into that so quick and be like, "All right, what's the truth, Laura?" Like, but see, I mean, like with Collier, like I actually have a relationship with their parent, with his parents. Like, I never really, like, in my past relationships, I never really met the parents
Mhm.
because I was always that, good job, Stephanie. I just saw your text. Um, but, uh, like, I never really had a relationship with my past relationships' parents. So for me, like, I feel like this is the most major upgrade I've ever had in a relationship. Not just in the relationship, but like with his parents as well.
Mhm.
So, but I mean,
Yeah, definitely make that. We should definitely make that an episode.
I'm down. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if his parents will be down, but I'm down.
Maybe if we got to, maybe if we feel like it tomorrow, we'll do that one and just get it out of the way.
I mean, but all right, y'all. I think you've heard enough of our babysitting and our parent life, our daycare teacher life. So, with that, if you guys have any stories you would like to tell, um, I'm using that loosely. Uh, but if there are any stories you would like to tell us about your kids or your babysitting, uh, the babysitting kids that you guys have, um,
Or teacher life.
or daycare teacher life, or even public school teacher life,
Yeah.
um, uh, send it in
We'll
to
put the
us.
email in the description. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, maybe we should just put the email in all the descriptions of every episode. I mean,
We could. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
So,
so we'll put the email in the description. Don't forget we have a Facebook and Instagram, a YouTube. And then if you're listening to this on YouTube, we have Facebook and Instagram and a Spotify.
yes.
So
And
uh,
so send us your stories. And if you're comfortable with us reading it out loud, we will read it out loud. Whether it's your own kids, your babysitting kids, your daycare kids, send it to us. So, with that being said, I hope everybody has a great day, a great night, whatever y'all are having. Um, and we will see you next time.